So one thing I've noticed is that every time I get these updates from Google Chrome, which I try not to use, but once in a while I have to, and Microsoft Windows, what they do is, and they could avoid this, what they do is they scrap most of your settings. If you have opted out of something that Google Chrome wants you to have, it'll scrap your setting to try to force you eventually. What they're trying to do is steamroll people into just having the one-size-fits-all thing. They don't want you to have options. They don't want you to be able to opt out. And that's their mistake, because what they're causing is a massive urge and reaction in people. The urge is to learn computing so that they don't have to put up with this nonsense. And that's what I'm doing. I'm getting better and better at writing small functions to get my computer to do what I want it to do. And I think other people are going to do likewise. It's the only way, and it's going to result in... See, Microsoft and Google have this concept that everyone's stupid. They literally, emblazoned on their walls in their offices is, everyone is stupid. The user is stupid. Have contempt for the user. Treat them as though they belong to you. And that's how Google and Microsoft operate. And other slightly smaller organizations are going, oh yeah, we'll do that as well. And you can see it in the way that they operate too. But Google and Microsoft are the top guys. Now, that contemptuous attitude, like I say, is going to result in... It's already resulted in me studying computing myself in my own time so that I can get around it. And I'm going to get better and better and stronger in computing to the point where I look at Microsoft and Google with complete disregard and contempt, because I will be stronger in terms of understanding how to use a computer than them in terms of my interaction with the systems that I'm using. So more and more I'm using computers to do what I want them to do, because I'm so annoyed and irritated by Google Chrome or Google and Microsoft's attitude, which is, oh, the user exists to serve us. We are the masters, and it's nonsense. So I'm not alone here. A lot of other people. When I go to computer shops, which are dwindling now because all they end up doing is just doing fresh installs of operating systems all the time instead of actually helping people with computing problems. But when I go into these shops and I speak to the guys running them, and I say, look, are there more and more people who are asking about Linux and asking about alternatives? And they're like, yeah. Because people are getting more and more and more and more and more angry. Which is great. I'm glad. It shows how human beings respond when you have some stupid fools sitting in a position where they have abused their power. And that's what happens. If people abuse having a position of power is a responsibility. If you abuse it, it will be taken from you. And Microsoft and Google are sitting there on the road to complete oblivion, abusing their position. Show respect to the customer, show respect to the user, and your relationship with them will endure. If you show disrespect to them, immediately their focus is away from you. How can I get away from this business? How can I get away from this figure who's abusing their position of power, which is a privilege? You can't be the leader of anything if you abuse your position. The people whom you are responsible for leading will turn on you. This is what Microsoft and Google haven't learned yet. And any business which has any longevity, I don't know how to say that word properly, but whatever. Any business which endures learns to respect its customers, because they are the lifeblood of that business. And if you disrespect them, all it takes is for someone else to come along with a competing product, and your customers will say, "Oh, okay, bye," and they're gone. And your financial position will go down and will just diminish until you've got nothing left. And you'll say, "Oh," and you'll think and you'll say, "Oh, what happened?" Well, what happened is you didn't respect the user. You didn't respect the customer, the recipient of your service or product. If you want your business to die, do what Google and Microsoft are doing. They've got their foot on the head of their business, and they're just like shooting their own business in the head. I hate Microsoft. I don't want to hate Microsoft. I want to love Microsoft. I used to love Microsoft. It was great. I hate Google, and so does everyone else. And they are sitting there enjoying their position of power. They don't realise that at the very moment that all their reports are saying, "Yes, we've got this power," there is a great undermining of their business taking place as a result of their own ignorance. And there will be a watershed threshold moment at which point, bang, they realise, hang on, we've made an atrocious error. Our business is ruined. And you'll see it happen. Maybe they'll recover, but I don't think they will, because enough people are hacked off with them that they just won't want them in their lives anymore. Even if Google repaired themselves, it wouldn't matter, because the damage is done. So that's what happens, and that's what's happening right now. And I'm so happy about it. I want Google and Microsoft, ideally I would have wanted them to be saved, but in any case, the fact is that their behavior is causing people to learn computing. They were like, "Oh, people don't really understand computing, so we can exploit that and abuse it. He. And it worked for a little while, but it only works for so long. And people are just like, "I'm sorry, I don't like that." Google keeps introducing more and more nonsense into their Chrome system. I mean, Microsoft the same. Microsoft, when you use Microsoft, you feel this invasive, controlling violation happening, and you're like, "Get off me!" Microsoft's like, "No, this is my machine now," and you're like, "No, it's my machine." So you're actually at war with the service provider. The service provider thinks they have control of you, and you're like, "No, get away from me." Is that a good business model? To be at war with your customer? To have your customer hate you? I mean, what is wrong with these fools in Microsoft? What is wrong with them? They're literally mental. They don't seem to understand the simple fact that people don't want you in their business. If I go to a place to buy a product or service, it's because I want to use it as I want to use it. If someone else, if I ask for help with it, so be it. That's fine. I mean, it would be just as bad as if an organisation denied me that help and said, no, not going to help you. It's the same. It's just as bad. But what they're doing is they're saying, we control this product. Yes, you've bought it, but it's ours. That's not true. I've bought it, or I'm using it, or whatever. It's mine. Leave it alone. And that's the situation. They think that they can invade people's lives. And the other thing is, like I've said before, our governments aren't doing anything about this outrageous mess that we've got. Before the internet, the systems in your country, the systems in your life were run by organisations you could see, and that they were down the street. Because it was the government of your country that was the authority. They had authority over these businesses. These businesses now, these internet businesses are in your life. They're in your everyday life. It's disgusting because of the internet. The internet gave access to anybody to you and your life. And you've lost your privacy. You've lost control over what you're doing. You can't even find stuff in the high street anymore. Oh no, it's all online. Go online. I don't want to go online and have to deal with some moron's poor programming forcing me to use a system their particular way. Now you've got 1,000 different permutations of forms to fill in online. It's a disaster. You go on websites now, they actually think it's a good idea to put a video playing in your face the moment you use the thing. The last thing people want is extraneous nonsense stuffed into their eyeballs. All they want is information. And again, this is going to cause people. I can't understand how web designers are going so far the wrong way. Minimal distraction is what they should be going for. They're trying to get information into people's heads. If people are on your website, they're already there. You don't need to advertise to them your product because they wouldn't be there unless they knew about your product. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, imagine a shop who doesn't advertise anywhere outside of their shop. They only advertise inside their shop. They've got signs inside their shop saying, "Come to our shop. We're already in the shop." And that's what web design is like now. The ridiculousness of web design is that they're advertising themselves to you like, "Hey, look at us, come, we want your attention," when they've already got it. It's this little, they're putting on a little circus show, a little showcase of their wonderful design and advertising acumen in a place where there's no need for it. What's the purpose of advertising to someone when they're already in your premises? That's the ridiculousness of this. This is the whole point. If people are on your website, you don't need anything flash on your website. You need nothing flash. And no one's going to go, "Oh, I'm going to stay longer on this website and look at their pretty pictures just because they've got pretty pictures." No. If a person's on your website, they want information. They want information and that's it. They don't want to see anything else. All you're doing is distracting them with nonsense, which actually drives them away from the information that they want. People don't spend more time on websites looking at your pretty pictures. They're not interested. All they want is the information they want, then they're gone. There's nothing you can do to make them stay on your website longer, and everything you do that tries to will offend them and irritate them and make them leave quicker. Web design is so backwards. It's unreal. And it's getting worse. They're like, look at me. I'm already looking at you. You're bugging me by telling me to look at you. It's ridiculous. So yeah, it can't continue. I can't believe how badly web design misses the entire point. If you want to get people to your website, you have to advertise in reality or in other places. There's no point in advertising yourself on your own website because people are already there. And a website is not there to entertain anyone. And it certainly doesn't entertain someone if you're just saying, "Yeah, look at how wonderful we are." They don't care. They're already there. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just a rant.